You're having a
positive.
conversation about your understanding of women's issues or concerns that you've heard them speak about and your opinion on the matter. Yeah?
It's just as a okay, cool.
Yeah.
So what to do?
Just smile.
I feel like I'm making this man. Tell me something funny. Tell me a knock joke.
You're pretty.
That's not funny.
Maybe I'm not a typical female. I don't know. Or maybe they've just prescribed roles for us that they've told us should be typical of women, but I have never had a desire to procreate, which, is often met with mixed reviews because I am at a place in my life where I'm really trying to work on myself and develop myself both on a personal level and as pertains to my career. So if I'm honest, by the time I've built my career and myself enough to feel financially secure and secure in myself enough to rear a being, I'll be like way old and my eggs will be dead by then. Like, I'm being honest, like I have a career that I'm now building, and I think it would be responsible of me to, to have a child when I'm not ready, whether it's financially or emotionally. And I know people do it when they're unprepared and it works really well, but that's not what I want for myself.
My mother, strong woman. That's the one word I can use to describe her. A very strong woman, similar to a lot of our women in society, especially in her age bracket, given the situation. We see far too often that within the Caribbean region, we have a lot of single parent homes headed by the mothers, and mothers are forced to take on the role of both being the mother and the father. So yes, they have to be nurturing by, their nature, but they also have to be strong in order to raise strong children, in order to raise children that will not be followers but leaders.
I think there's no escaping the fact that, in our society, our women have proven to be leaders, and that always makes for a much better and a much more balanced space when it is, both men and women can kind of come together to drive the society forward.
So I've seen strong women all over, in all different walks of life, in all different aspects of my life, even within the workplace. I am very proud to see a lot of female-owned businesses. I am also proud to see that we have a lot of female managers now. We have a lot of female CEOs. However, given the statistics that the universities produce in terms of the ratio of male to female students, I believe that more can be done. Despite the statistics, we are not seeing the statistics represented in the workplace. What is hampering us from seeing that same representation we have at the university level, at the higher management level? Things like that I wonder about, and it's just sad to see that we're not represented there. It's still a boys' club up there. Still a boys' club.
A woman's journey is so difficult. Beyond, and this is not to say men don't have their issues, because I know they're supposed to be strong and they have weaknesses and we ignore them, and so men have all these emotions inside and they're crying but they can't cry. But apart from the second shift work that I alluded to earlier, all the burdens of family, those emotional burdens and physical burdens, women have the burden of feeling very insecure in society. Women have burdens of feeling unsafe. I read yesterday in the papers about women being afraid to travel at night. I travel. I've traveled at night. I now have a blade. Like, I went to the mall and I bought a blade and it hangs on my neck on a lanyard, and it has a rape whistle attached because a friend of mine was traveling to a performance space that we both frequent, and on the way there the taxi man decided that she was for sale and would not hear her when she said she was not for sale. He grabbed her, she had to wrench her shoulder to escape the car and had to run down the road to the safety of the location. After that, I bought a blade. So, and again, I'm a woman that travels at night, and depending on the hour, you can't always get H cars. So if you are stuck with taking a PH car, you are risking life and limb. And of late, the stories of women getting raped and kidnapped and whatever and robbed, it is very scary.
It's disheartening when you hear the news. I remembered last year, even earlier this year, there was a point where almost every week it's a young girl missing, it's a young girl being abused, it's someone being killed. At least sometimes, as a woman, you think that it's something that you are doing that's wrong. Some females out there, they feel like, okay, something happened to me because this is my fault. Maybe I looked for this, maybe I looked for that. But no, we need to realize
real clear and present danger of being a woman today is so serious. Not just in your relationships where intimate partner violence is a thing, but I'm just trying to get home. And when I'm judging going into a taxi, I know I felt embarrassed to want to take a picture of the license plate and the driver's face. And I've not done it, but I've wanted to, but then feel like, oh God, I'm probably insulting the man because he like bumped you smally, and you have that to deal with. And then sometimes the driver is fine and safe, but it's the two men who you pick up later now. So it is very dangerous to be a woman today. And where is the security? So the struggle is very real for us, whether at work, in our homes, in terms of the emotional and psychological things that happen there, the unjust burdens that are placed solely on us, and also just in our daily lives, whether on the street, in the day, by the man who tells you about the size and the shape of your parts, and the danger you face trying to go home at night.
Well, being a Caribbean man, I must say that the role of Caribbean women, specifically Trinidadian women, is extremely important. We know that all the major cultures that make up our society, women have been to some degree the backbone in terms of shaping these cultures and shaping these groups and how everything comes together to create Trinidad as it is today, right? So bringing things into the modern time, speaking specifically to my situation, women have always been a great influence on the kind of individual that I am. For example, I came from a single parent family and I have no brothers, I only have sisters. I'm the last child. I have two older sisters and a mother. And I could see that, that the role that my mother would have played in creating the kind of person I am today is a really important role.
it's difficult to make ends meet with what you are receiving now, but women have this way where they can make $1 seem like $100, and they can stretch that to get, yes, the necessities, and maybe have a little change remaining. We are just blessed that way, and I cannot wrap my head around that. I try to be like that, but to me $100 is $100. It ain't too. But especially the older generation, again, relating it back to my mother, she has this way of making that $100 seem as though, yeah, it was 1,000. That may have been done, or that would have been done at the expense of her leaving things out for herself. And again, that is another quality of women. We are so nurturing that we tend to put others before us.
Many jobs are male dominated. I actually work in a very female dominated company, not on a management level, but in terms of general staff. And I have had the experience of feeling like my voice is a little too confident. I have had the experience of, I'm a very direct person. If I see a problem, I will call it, let's figure out the solutions. I am not the type to pander to egos or be, the way they expect women to phrase things as a suggestion or a question. Well, I was thinking gently, there are all those like memes on Facebook about how women have to ask for things to not seem like angry women or angry black women. I also went to Bishop, so if the label fits, whatever. But I have encountered situations where men have not dealt well with my confidence or my directness. I have paid for it. There have been opportunities that have been denied me. I have been, not always the favorite, but I stay true to what my mission and goal is. And if I have something to say about it, I'm going to say it. And I hope it is listened to, and I always speak with respect. But I have found that respect is not necessarily enough to be heard openly, particularly by certain men who may have, frailer egos and perhaps is best with the collective. But that's something that's definitely that women have to deal with, that is vastly unfair, because no one edits or nitpicks male behavior like that. We again have to be these women who are gentle and soft and no, I'm a person and I have an idea. Hear me and let's move forward.
That being said, we can't escape the fact that in our society, women play a very crucial and important role. And as time goes on, we realize that the roles that they play are even more important. And as is often said, that glass ceiling of roles that women are supposed to play has completely been broken. Some of our leading thinkers, bankers, down to recently, our president-elect is a woman, and that says a lot about where our society is and where we are heading. I think back as well to even the realm of academia in recent times. When last have we seen males consistently coming first in SEA exams or winning the President's Medal at A levels? All these things speak to a society where women are playing a leading role from childhood all the way to adults, and whereas some persons may see that as intimidating, or they may question what has happened to the West Indian man or the Trinidadian man, the question begs, how can we become more inspired as men to really look at the example of these women that are doing well, copy them to a certain extent, and build upon them, and by becoming stronger men through understanding the improvements and the role that women play. I think that builds a stronger Trinidad and Tobago.
So it ain't easy, and I have all the respect for women like yourselves who are movers and shakers in this world, in this sector that is so male dominated, who have all the other things to deal with, the family stress, the daily world stress, the stress that we get from all the stories of violence toward women on the internet. Those are real burdens that we don't even think about. Sometimes when I watch those things, I have to stop halfway and I have to take a minute, because for me, one woman's journey is every woman's journey, because I could be in that position, because we are all one at the end of the day. So we all, I think, need to encourage each other and be our sister's keeper in a way that allows us to not compete with each other. Very often people talk about competition between women. Thankfully, I haven't faced a lot of that, but it is a real thing. And I think we as women need to realize that we are the same and our journeys are so much more similar than they are different, and we need to hold each other and check for each other. How you doing, sis? Just check in with people. Sometimes just a word of concern, of care that's genuine can change your day. So respect to you ladies who are repping for the cause and showing what women can do, whether they have family or not. Y'all are doing big things, and y'all are transforming companies, this country, and lives directly and indirectly. So power to you guys in this International Women's Moment. It should not just be a day or a week, it should be women, because we are here every day, and we need to celebrate ourselves and recognize ourselves and take care of ourselves every day. So keep doing it.